Sorry.
Say, Ali, you take time. You take time.
I taking time. Okay, sorry. Okay.
Say to I can take time
To explain. Yeah, okay.
You said rest there, you brought 30 rest in the country, your courts on done.
I asked somebody rest yesterday. Not 30 rest.
But what you were saying, you say the people in the plaza visit, you say that you pull it down. So I don't expect you to say anything otherwise. When I hear somebody telling me that Gifty was making love to Peters in the car, only Jesus can tell me that.
2012, he was announced convicted. This is the man also condemned by
OCID, NSA,
180,000.
OCID, NSA, FBI report will make me to accept it. No kind of a report would make me to agree that Gifty Lama was in the car on Broad Street having sex. Whereas when we went there, I was there when police opened that vehicle. We noticed that there was sand in her shoes. So the Broad Street play got sand now. Broad Street got sand. Where part of Broad Street is sand coming from? I refuse to accept that. Anybody wants to get angry with me, let them get angry with me. I refuse it any day, anytime. Gifty Lama never died on Broad Street. She died somewhere else. They were brought on Broad Street. I say so. I, Solomon Claudius George.
Musa Belete stole 180,000 in tax money from the Liberian government, for which he was dragged to court. 2012, he was announced convicted. This is the man also condemned by FIFA as a fraudster. This is the man who is in the midst of the CPP, and the CPP is now throwing what I call a cordon sanitaire around him. Now, if you have a guy who is a potential contaminant and you have it in your midst, what do you think will happen? He will contaminate everybody. This man is a walking corruption virus. Anything he comes in contact with, anything he touches, he contaminates. The CPP will be contaminated very soon. Because my own Liberty Party is now contaminated. People in the Liberty Party who took Peacock Trust for Ability today, they are defending him up and down the country.
The People's Liberation Party, through the National Executive Committee and the GAC, has with immediate effect suspended for time indefinite and to face the Grievance and Ethics Committee for the investigation for their respective actions. Those suspended and removed are Mr. Jerry K. Colley, former chairman, Don County, suspended. Mr. Mohammed A. Bility, former chairman, Margibi County, suspended. Mr. J. Emmanuel Green, former chairman, Grand Cape County, suspended. Mr. Oscar Holmes, former chairman, Bomi County, suspended. Mrs. Evelyn Yakoli Morris, former chair, Nimba County, suspended. Mr. Ibrahim Sharif, former chair, Monserrate County, removed.
The matter will be settled. Tapo Ido now politicians, DJ Blue now politicians. So I am not suspended by the body of our constitution. Anybody that is suspended, go to court. They are forced county chairperson. Conventions held in Royal Magiri County. I was the head of the delegate, and the delegate came from the 15 counties. Those that were elected from the convention, before the convention to serve as delegate to elect our official of the party, they are the legitimate chairperson. If you want to want this before you told one somebody from there, say who wants to say he want to be contesting, then you say you are Monserrate County chair. Then you're doing it to rob the president of the Republic of Liberia.
Unification Party, calls for the immediate suspension and dismissal and subsequent prosecution of latest boss Professor Francis Bragg and his deputies Lawrence George and Wilbur Smith, rector and rest of the current state. The recent LSC report is yet another testimony to how common criminals and fortune hustlers have taken over the state and looting the state and industrial state.
As of today, Thursday, March 16, 2023, student politics on all UA campuses are hereby suspended until further notice. The suspension comes in the wake of the many violent disturbances on the University of Liberia campuses. Students are mandated
Okay, another day in Liberia, the west coast of Africa. Good morning and welcome to another presentation of the Morning Breeze on ABC Radio 105.7 on the beautiful, beautiful Wednesday morning. I'd like to say good morning to you wherever you are. Welcome to the program this morning. My name is Fidel Sadie. Good morning to the good people of Bapolu County, Grand Cape Mount Bombing, Grand Jida Nimba, Sano River G, River Cess, Magibi, Mansurado, Maryland, Lufa. Good morning and welcome to the program. It's great to be here this morning. I know you're making your way to work, to school, maybe at your business center or making your way to your business center. I'd like to say good morning to you and welcome to the program this morning. And of course, lots of things to talk about. And our plate is loaded, as always. And so we have our weather report, our motivational quote, a conversation with our correspondents across the country, and come back right in studio and talk about those things that are happening in Liberia. As you may well know, the President of the Republic of Liberia is expected to address the 70th section of the United Nations General Assembly. And so we'll be talking about that this morning, as well as PYJ rents and the attending consequences to the election of former Vice President Joseph Boakai. We'll also be talking about that this morning on the program. And so welcome. Let's together have a blissful conversation on the program this morning. But of course, I'm not here alone. I'm here with my teammates, Anthony J. Fan and Jefferson Weir. Good morning, guys. Jeff, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Fidel, and good morning to our many listeners who are following the platform on a daily basis. It's good to be here, and thank God for life this morning. We are here to talk about issues of national concern.
Okay. And Anthony, good morning. Good morning, Anthony.
Yeah, good morning, Fidel. And let me say good morning to our listeners who continue to support our activities through the time they take to follow us every day. It's a pleasure to be here on the May edition of the Morning Breeze here on ABC Radio.
Okay, let's give you our weather. What our weather says this morning. 77 degrees Celsius. And it will be mostly cloudy on today. Precipitation is at 40%, humidity 97%, and the wind speed is 3 miles per hour. And so expect a mostly cloudy weather on today. Yeah. Jeffan, our motivational quote?
Yes, we have a few of them this morning. The first one say, difficult roads always lead to beautiful destination. That's one. Difficult roads always lead to beautiful destinations. And the next one says, enthusiasm is contagious. Start an epidemic. Enthusiasm is contagious. Start an epidemic. And finally,
say that thing again.
Yeah. Enthusiasm is contagious. Start an epidemic.
I don't understand.
But the first one says.
No, let's talk about the second one. Forget about the first one. The second one. Yeah.
I'm gonna read it again.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
say enthusiasm is contagious. Start an epidemic.
It's contagious. Dash. It's in between. Start an epidemic.
Okay, I understand now.
And finally, innovation distinguishes between a leader and a follower.
Okay, innovation
distinguishes between a leader and a follower.
Okay, those are our motivational quotes. Quickly, our traffic alert, guys.
Yes. So beginning from the Broadview end, coming all the way to the Batty Town area, and then in St. Paul Bridge, beginning from the Total gas station, is now connects. You experience, traffic, slow movement of cars, especially from 12 Farm all the way to Douala. If you're using the Momotown route to get to Logan Town, yes, you experience traffic around the Carwell Bridge there because you have vehicles coming from Carwell using the other side. And also slow movement of cars at Seyon Town, between Seyon Town and Logan Town Resto. Yes, as far as Freeport, you experience little slow movement of vehicles. You come to Petty Town in Claratown, as far as the bridge, where you experience this normal traffic as always. Once you've done, you're in town now, you cross the bridge, you're in Central Monrovia. So it means you have to wake up as early as possible so that you can not be caught up in the traffic.
Okay.
Gardnersville, Barnersville Junction is the first major traffic point right there. And of course, after that place, your next point is Semakia Junction. You experience that slow pace of cars movement. And then you have to move on to New Georgia Junction. There you experience the first red light. When you leave from there, you move on to a battery factory to Jamaica Road, that is called Cow Factory. There is another point of traffic. And then you come to Freeport. There is a traffic there. Jefferson has already given you the rest of that to town. Now go to Pinsville Inn. At ERW Junction at about this time, there is a bit of traffic around there. And then you reach to SKD Boulevard Junction. That place is very tense at about this time. You have to try to beat that place. When you leave there, you come to 540 around the Ministerial Complex, another point of traffic. When you leave from that place, your next traffic point is Catley Junction. After Catley Junction, you experience slow pace of cars movement around the Old Road Junction. And then you leave Old Road Junction, you now come on to Vamoma. Vamoma, there is another huge traffic at about this time, building up now. And then you come to 20th Street. Around 20th Street, where the red light is, there is another traffic. As soon as you leave 20th Street, the next place I expect that you meet traffic or slow pace of cars movement should be around the Old Ministry of Health, around someone say Jalatan Junction, right before Orange. You experience a little bit of traffic there. And then as you roll down the Crown Hill, there you encounter another traffic. Now you are in town.
Okay. Now, all these traffic alerts are intended to put you in a position where you get prepared for your routine in and around Monrovia so that you do not get caught. Yeah, so you must know. And then it varies from one time of the day to another. Yeah. So these are not static stats. Okay. So our next stop is going across the country and speaking with our correspondents, beginning with the closest to Monrovia, Magibie County, where our man Walcott Kiri is smartly posted. And so if you were tuning in and maybe you want to make use of our Facebook page, you're listening to the radio, all you need to do is search for ABC Radio 105.7 on our Facebook page. And also you can download the Radio King app. Just go to your Apple Store and your Google Play Store, download RADIOKING and search for ABC Radio 105.7 official. You'll get us loud and clear. But let's run to Margibi County, where our man Walcott Kerry is smartly posted. Good morning, Walcott.
Yeah, good morning, ABC Radio family, and good morning to all of our valued listeners.
And may I address you as Honorable News Director?
God bless you, and you are blessed, and ABC Radio stay blessed, and Professor Wilson Tapper stay blessed, and his family in Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Al Jazeera. Now, how is Margibi County?
Well, Margibi County is relatively calm and peaceful, but politically charged. You know, barely some days to October 10, whereas the political battle for supremacy will manifest itself, you know, and all of the political actors are now jumping, you know, showing their political tentacles as to who becomes who in the political race. So Margibi is relatively calm, but politically charged.
What is the latest we need to hear from Margibi this morning, my brother?
Well, the latest information is that the senatorial candidates and sanctioned minister, Honorable Nathaniel Fallow McGill, has on yesterday given $1 million Liberian dollars plus 20 bundle of zinc to the Wheeler daily marketers through the organization Porcupine Movement in McGill chairman, one Mr. Alvin Freeman in district number 5. And according to Mr. Alvin Freeman, whilst presenting the donation to the daily marketers, said he used the opportunity to call on them that Honorable McGill is a peaceful and generous leader, and he has the passion and zest coupled with enthusiasm to bring in more development in Margibi County and to transform lives. And for these reasons, though he promised them some months back about and as part of his political campaign, that is the fulfillment of giving them the $1 million Liberian dollars plus the 20 bundle of zinc, at least to help them with their daily petty trading and to also upgrade the market kitchen in Wheeler, which they used to do their daily businesses.
Okay, and what were the responses of those marketers?
The marketers were very, very in their jubilant mood, thanking Honorable Nathaniel Fallow McGill and the CDC-led administration, but particularly the figure President George Manneh Weah. They said the president is a generous president and a humanitarian. If Honorable Nathaniel Fallow McGill is coming after he had made a promise to fulfill his promise by giving them the $1 million Liberian dollars plus the 20 bundle of zinc, they don't have any alternative. But Honorable McGill, by the grace of God, will become the next senator of Margibi County, and President George Manneh Weah, they will throw huge support behind the presidency of George Manneh, Foklikon, Tape Manneh Weah to become the president for continuity of the ongoing development in the country.
Walcott, thank you so much, and we look forward to speaking with you tomorrow. Do have yourself a great day. Stay away from trouble and maintain your ABC posture.
Thank you so much. Before I go, the Bong United Citizens in Margibi County Chairman, one Arthur Dolo, is playing fun with the media in Margibi County, and is a man that can promise and without making fulfillment. So for this reason, Walcott Kerry, Al Jazeera in Margibi County will soon flag his report on national scene, at least to correct the mistakes. Thank you.
I like the man.
Thank you, Walcott. Walcott, thank you so much.
I like the man.
The message you playing for.
The message, like, for the week.
Oh gosh, folks, forgive us, yeah. But man, Walcott Kerry there in Margibi County. Let's go to Bond County and speak with Nathan Colley in Bond County. We are told that a village saving club, and this is actually a good initiative, by the way. Some people they get these people that can steal money, but these people, they say they're transparent. So let's find out what's going on in Bond County. Okay, trying to get back to our man Nathan Colley. Nathan is now live on the line. Nathan, good morning. How is Bond County this morning?
Well, good morning, Fidel. Good morning to the peace-loving people of the nation capital. Bond County is relatively calm this morning.
Okay, how's the weather like?
We are expecting a sunshine today because the weather is amazing this morning.
That's great. Now, tell us about this village saving club and their core. to maintain transparency amongst members?
Well, the Bond County Village Savings Women Associations, and they have their first annual conventions in the county, and according to the county coordinator, James Toro, he said the intent of the convention is to raise funds which they'll be able to construct a mini Margo-Fana Hall in Banga, and we're talking about over 8,000 rural women as a member of the association. And they said they decided already send the 2013 in the country, and they're going to extend the organization out of Bond County. They're talking about adding to Lofa and Nima County. So they said they need the monies to construct a final office in Banga, like they have other activities in the country.
Now, I mean, what exactly are they engaged with?
Well, they are engaged that is a club, but is a bigger organization. And so that is a money, some pay money on the Monday, on the weekday basis. They have two groups. They have a lower bone and upper bone. So they said if they have that final house constructed in Banga, they'll be able to have a sort of branches in the country. So like they go there, like they have the yearly susu, they have the Monday susu, whereas the weekday susu. So it's a big organization. So they call them members to be supported, because the organization might have some people that establish that various businesses, people are built horses through this umbrella organization. So they say you need the county authority can now come in to help them to construct their own facility instead of them being renting a facility in the county.
Now, how important is this organization to the local economy in Bong?
Well, it's very important because through the organization, some of the women are being independent. They are not depending on a husband through this. Because if you want to start a business, as soon as you as a registered member of the organization, go there, you get money, then you pay in small. So I have a lot of market women, not just women, but men also part of the organization. I help them to boost the local businesses in the country. And also at the occasion, the Bond County Senator Kennedy Elo Mohamed Kadra, a possible Mr. J. Lincoln Clement, made available 70,000 for the organization. Also pledged on Okafra. On Okafra win the election, they're going to help them to construct their hall in the country, specifically Banga.
Okay. Thank you so much, Nathan. It was nice having you on the program this morning. Do have yourself a great day and stay away from trouble.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for having me always.
Okay. Our man Nathan Kali there in Bong County. Let's run to Maryland County and speak with our man Patrick Menza in Maryland quickly. Once we get Patrick on, of course, we're having on the program this morning. This is the Morning Breeze on ABC Radio 105.7. This is the correspondence segment meant to speak with all our correspondents across the country and find out what's going on in other parts of Liberia. Monrovia is not Liberia as it is usually said. This morning, we hope to speak with our Presidential Press Secretary, Solo Kegbe. As you may well know, the President speaks at the UN General Assembly on today, the 78th section. We will talk about that, what is expected in the President's message. But in the meantime, between time, let's speak with our correspondent. Patrick Menza is our man from Maryland County. What it appears like Patrick is not ready yet. Let's go to Sino County and speak with Elijah Grendo in Sando. I'm trying to get Elijah right here, guys. If you can establish contact with Elijah as well, that would be great. Or any of our other correspondents. Let's do this. Okay, I think I've got him right here. Just few more days to elections, guys. Few more days. More days.
Yes.
Few more days. October 10th. And guess what? October 1 is the birthday of the president.
Yeah.
Yeah, October 1. Okay, we can't get our man Grandom. Let's run to Grand Cape Mount and see whether we can get to our man in Grand Cape Mount County. And that's our man Fode Kamara. If we can't get Fode, of course, we bring it down here in studio. Instead of our conversation. Very important, interesting issues this morning. And so if you are making your way to town, if you are about to come to town, know that you will encounter traffic at this hour of the day. Yeah, you will encounter traffic, no free ride. Yeah. Okay, we stop it at that, guys.
Yeah,
it seems our guys.
I was even trying to reach out to Samuel Bowling.
Yeah, we leave it at that. I mean, but yeah, we'll get to them tomorrow. Okay. Do you have Samuel on the line?
Samuel is already on the line.
Okay, let's get him through. Okay, let's get Samuel through this morning. Samuel, good morning. How is Lofa County this morning?
Yeah, good morning. Let me say good morning to our entire listener. Lofa is okay and everything is on code this morning.
What is the latest we have from Lofa?
Yeah, when it comes to the 40 activities, the Coordination for Democratic Change continued to launch in Lofa County, where they started the launching on Monday in Zozo, where there was huge turnout, where Chief Moses Wakori referred to them that, well, matter of fact, this is a time for the re-election of coordination. Let's say President Weah. A matter of fact, no traditional aspect, but matter of fact, politics is about development. The work CDC have done in Lofa County, CDC need more pay. Definitely, even from Morovia now, from Banga all the way to Sarai, coming stop to Golu. It is Kuta now saying, well, it is matter of fact, the government needs to be rewarded by cashing their vote today. And on yesterday again, the launch was to be in Vonjama, where across Vonjama district, Quadbonit, thousands of supporters from the coordination gathered in Vonjama. Well, fortunately, because of the road coordination, the team from the coordination could not leave also to reach to Vonjama earlier yesterday, and where supporters, some of them were disappointed. Well, matter of fact, those that planned the program, they could know that the road and the road aspect from Zaza to Vonjama is not easy. They could say today, despite it said that. But almost this morning, around 3, all of them were able to enter this morning, and supporters are already gone, but we don't know what they're going to be talking about. But today is Kulahun District, where thousands of citizens are now in the hard guards at the party headquarters, the Bani Chiefs at the party headquarters, where they are talking about they're going to be bringing about 16,000 people in Kulahun District. The Bani Chiefs want to see how they can launch the CDC campaign in Kulahun District, where you have the senatorial candidate, Chief Moses Wakori, and also the representative candidate for the coordination for Democratic Change, Momon Shakabutu, and the entire hierarchy from the coordination for Democratic Change, sons and doctors from the government in Lofa County. All of them going to be coming. According to them, they're going to be entering here around 2 o'clock. But this morning, the momentum is really getting up when it comes to welcoming of the coordination team.
Okay, and how prepared are the citizens of the chiefdom? To receive their guest?
Yeah, well, this morning we tried to engage the people. They are ready in the hard gap. Just imagine yesterday, last night. If you get to the party headquarters, you could see more than thousands of citizens just marching. Last night, much more you talk about today, where citizens are really in the hard gear. And again, what some of the citizens are seeing, because it was announced on the local radio station that, well, the budget that was set for the campaign in the Bani Chiefdom, the launching of the program today, it is 3.7 million. Where some of them are saying, well, they could not use the huge of that money. Some of them are saying, well, matter of fact, 16,000 people to gather area to pay their way to come, pay their way to go to purchase some of the material. That money is too small.
Okay.
But really, the momentum is really gaining up.
All right. We have to leave it at that. Thank you so much, Samuel. It was nice having you on the program this morning. We look forward to hearing from you tomorrow. And do have yourself a great day.
Thank you so much.
Okay. He's our man there in Lofa County. Let's go now to Grand Cape Mount County and speak with our man Fode Kamara in that part of Liberia. quickly before we enter our discussion segment this morning on the program. Okay, our man Fode Kamara is now live on the line. Fode, good morning. Briefly, how are you and how is Grand Cape Mount County?
Relatively, Grand Cape Mount County is kind, and good morning to the peace-loving citizens of Republic of Liberia.
Okay, and how is the weather like?
This morning, the weather is just the 1st of March.
What does that mean?
And the sun is coming out. It's just to say this is the 1st of March. The sun is shining here this morning very forcefully.
Okay, that's good. Great. Not so good for the farmers, by the way. But let's hear you. What's happening in Grand Cape, man? What's the latest we need to know?
In Cape Mount, it's relatively kind. You know, the sea erosion has been laid to rest for now because the sun is shining, so the sea is going back. Only the replication process is ongoing. The local authority will be meeting this week to actually conclude on the site because of eminent domain to relocate the people instead of building their shelters. And Honorable Vani and Senwa, a representative Kennedy of the Shutu, will be launching this campaign today in Ravosco City and Mota-Sopage in Grand Cape Mount County.
Okay, that's good. And I mean, it means there's good news for the people who've been displaced as a result of the sea erosion there. Now, I mean, what did he say? I mean, I'm talking about the candidate now. What did he say to the people?
Honorable Senwa met the people and he told them that he treated their condition. So he's working on things to identify with them as well, but he's waiting for the site that will be provided for them so they can give it owner support because the people request is building material so that they can have their structure be erected.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. We look forward to hearing from you tomorrow.
Thank you so much. Always pleasure and pleasure to have the people that bring informed.
Okay. He's our man there in Grand Cape Mount County. Of course, we have to take him hastily on the program. Guys, let's return to studio right now and talk about those trending issues. Again, good morning. We've just been joined by Theo Williams, the Friday man. It's actually made me laugh on Friday. Friday, there's that energy Friday about the man on a Friday.
Yeah, the
middle of Friday. Yeah. I mean, guys, the president of the Republic of Liberia, as you may well know, the 75th section of the United Nations General Assembly is currently ongoing in New York. And our president is expected to address the assembly on today. In fact, it has been held under the theme Rebuilding Trust and Reigniting Global Solidarity, accelerating action on the 2030 agenda and its SDGs towards peace, prosperity, progress, and sustainability for all. And our president is expected to speak on today. But before I get to you guys, let me go to New York right now and speak with Presidential Press Secretary Solo Kekpe. I mean, let's get to know what exactly is happening there in New York this morning. And so we're trying to establish contact with Presidential Press Secretary Solo Kekpe now from New York and find out what's going on there. Of course, you know, the executive mansion released a statement on yesterday. All right. And in that statement, they indicated that the president is speaking on today. And so I'm trying to establish, I spoke with him earlier this morning, trying to establish contact with Solo Kekpe. Of course, it's like he's on another call. But I guess, guys, let's continue the conversation. Once he calls back, I will have him on. But guys, our president, Mr. President, today is his last address to the United Nations General Assembly for his first term. First of all, how important it is to have him at the UN General Assembly, and what do you think will be his message to the Assembly on today?
Okay, so to begin with, Fidel, you know, it is normally a good thing that the president speaks to world leader, as a matter of fact, and you know, inform the world about progress being made in Liberia and also challenges and things that he hopes on doing if given the chance again, or why, you know, he is still in position as president. Now, the president on today will address world leaders as a release that we saw from the executive mansion. Amongst those, the president will talk about the SDGs, the Sustainable Development Goals. Is aimed at the reaching a goal that is the 2030 vision that they had, that by 2030 member states of the United Nations should be able to tackle major issues like poverty and other related issues. So the president will also address world leaders on terrorism in Africa. In Africa now, the issue of terrorism, is becoming very serious in Africa. And you see, most especially the coups that are taking place in African nations, among African countries. The president will, talk on many issues. Since 2018, he assumed power, pretty close to 6 years now. What are those gains he has made? And then, lastly, the president will talk about the challenges he's faced with now. And then, most important, the president will talk about the elections. Liberia now, just 20 days from now, we will be going to our presidential and legislative elections. So the president, under his leadership, will have to conduct, an election without the presence of, peacekeepers. That is, Liberia now. The world is looking at Liberia now to handle her own security when it comes to election. So the world is looking at Liberia now, how peaceful this election will be. So the president is going to assure the world that, yes, under my leadership, I can assure you that this October election will be very peaceful. It will be free and fair. It's going to be transparent. So I will stop there for now, and I know my colleagues will also talk. Let's hear from
Let's hear from you guys. Jeffan.
So many things are expected.
You covered the presidency, by the way, and so I expect you to speak with expert opinion.
Many things are expected from the president.
You want to speak into the mic properly?
Yes, particularly when we are going to a very crucial and critical elections in our country.
Okay.
You are aware, President George.
I have to hold you there and then speak with Solo Kagbe right now. Sorry about that, but Solo Kagbe is currently on the line from the United States of America Presidential Press Secretary, Solo Kagbe. Honorable Kagbe, good morning and welcome to the Morning Breeze on ABC Radio.
Good morning, Fidel, and good morning to your many listeners and our people this morning.
I know it's very early in the States, and thanks so much for getting up to pick our call. How is Mr. President doing this morning?
Well, our president is good. He's healthy. He's doing the things he's called to do. He's signed up to do, trying to push Liberia case much, much better and forward for the betterment of our country and people.
Okay, just briefly tell us about your arrival in the States, the reception and activities that characterize your arrival.
Well, I think you are principally talking about the president's arrival because
yeah,
I just feel like the president went through a checkpoint. Yes, the president arrived Sunday morning, accorded full rights befitting the president, coming for a national and international function where his colleagues are discussing world issues that are aimed at moving the world forward. And so our president is among 149 world leaders attending this year session of the United Nations, which is called the high-level panel debate, where world leaders come converge. They discuss pertinent issues affecting the world, things they believe they can do together to move the world forward. And so our president was accorded full rights, full duty, full privilege for any befitting president coming for any international functions like the United Nations.
Okay, good. And according to your release on yesterday, he's expected to mount the podium today. What do we expect to hear from Mr. President?
Well, before taking the podium at about 8 p.m. Liberian time today, we will first of all hold a bilateral meeting with the Secretary General of the United Nations, Guterres. They will be discussing issues that I cannot say now because normally those bilateral are based on mutual consent, with mutual respect. Probably when the president came the last time, similar meeting was held, maybe counter checking how far we have gone, what the president feels that he will not be able to say, because when you mount the podium, most of the president are giving maximum 15 minutes, sometimes they go beyond, but there are other things you will not be able to say, not because it's in the public, but because of time purposes. You'll be able to tell Guterres exactly what he's thinking, what steps to take to move the work forward, and Guterres also be able to say exactly what they can do. But although most of that meetings were centered around the elections, probably the president will be telling him what all he has put into place to ensure credible, free, fair, transparent elections. And I expect probably, I'm just saying probably because I'm not in the minds of Guterres, but probably he might be asking what support he's getting. But I'm sure in all you'll be commending the president, because there are a lot of reports that are getting from Liberia. The president is doing extremely well in terms of keeping the peace, in terms of following the tenet of democracy, having a free space, the fact that the government is almost like 100% funded the elections. The elections are about to take place. You don't hear no longer net commissioners crying for money. Those things reaches, such things reaches the international community, I beg your pardon, and they take them very serious. Unlike other countries, sometimes you get a lot of complaint, or no money for net, or only the ruling parties is allowed to campaign. Those kind of things are not happening. So these are the things that the international community like to hear, and I want to hear it, and I'm sure you applaud the president for that. So like I said, yes, indeed, the president will be taken to the podium anytime after 8:30 p.m. Liberian time, if nothing changed. But holding everything constant, he's expected to mount the podium between 8:30 Liberian time to 9:30 Liberian time. And mind you, we have like 43 speakers for today. 17 of them will be 17 to 18 of them will be speaking during the afternoon session. The afternoon session run from 3 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern time, which is like from 7 p.m. Liberian time all the way to 1 a.m. the next day Liberian time. So because they're 4 hours different, and the president is 11 among, I think, the 18 speakers for the afternoon session that starts that time. Each of the speakers, as I said earlier, will be given between 15 to 20 minutes to speak. So probably by the time it's time for the president to speak, it will be maybe by 8:30, 9:30 Liberian time. But firstly, that will be after the brief bilateral meetings with UN Secretary General Guterres.
I think that's a good time for Liberia. That's prime time in Liberia. But aside from the bilateral meeting on the sideline of the president's address today, are there other engagements he's expected to get involved with?
Well, most of those engagements are designated to his principals, deputies. Okay. Those are various ministers and directors. Because the president cannot attend to all those activities. And let me let you know that the General Assembly have a lot of activities that the president can attend. And besides that, they initially run for 3 months. That is from September all the way to part of December. So it's 3 months activities. And you cannot allow a certain president going elections to attend all the functions. So some of them are being attended by ministers, like yesterday, and even not just yesterday, the director of EPA, Environmental Protection Agency, is going through a lot of meetings. One of the issues affecting the world that is also at the center of discussion is climate change that has to do with the environment. It's been attended by Wilson Tape. You have General Minister attending issues affecting women. So yeah, basically those are other sideline engagements that some of the ministers are attending. But the president held close meetings with the president. I'm not talking about bank manager or branch president, but the president of the United Bank for Africa, UBA. He also had a close meeting with president of Senegal, Macky Sall. And he also having bilateral today and then taking the podium. I can say exactly before he leaves Thursday from here who all you'll be meeting, because those schedules are confirmed on the daily routine.
Okay, that's great. And so, at least I've heard from you that the president is leaving the States on Thursday and returning to Liberia. Is that the case?
Holding everything constant, he leaves Thursday to return and continue the campaign trail. Mind you, the president does not have his own private jet, unlike other presidents that are coming with a flight. He takes a commercial flight from here. So what do you think that would be taken into consideration? But he leaves the U.S. on Thursday.
Okay, thank you so much. Any other thing you want to talk about that we didn't speak about?
Well, basically, so far so good. Our president will be taking to the podium. First of all, he will be making a full report, commitments he made to the United Nations, what he has achieved. He will be telling how prepared Liberia is for the very free, fair, credible, and inclusive elections. He's expected to also call for global action to address a lot of stuff. Climate change being no exception, but particularly to be calling the world to make sure that people respect the tenets of democracy. The UN should speak out and take action so people who want to stay long in office against the constitution. She will be able to call on global action to address crippling terrorism in Africa and the world, and among other pertinent things that the world that will make the world a better place to be.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much, Mr. Kakbe. We look forward to hearing from you. Maybe during the course of the weekend, we can talk about what the president said at the UNG. Thank you so much, and do have a great day.
Thank you.
Okay, guys, you listen to him, Presidential Press Secretary Solo Kakbe, and we were talking with you, Jeffan, before we placed the call in to the Presidential Press Secretary.
So
yeah,
like I said, Fidel, a lot is expected from the president. Because we're going to a very crucial and critical elections. You are aware that one of the world leaders, we have to report to the UN General Assembly every year based on what is happening in their various nations. And that's why the president, but unlike all other reports, this is a very critical one. Where the president, we have, the last time the president was there, he talked about how free Liberia is, no political prisoner, the respect for rule of law, respect for freedom of speech, and all of that. Today, the president is going, more or less, is going to tell the world how prepared Liberia is for the October 10 election, how the election is going to be free, how it's going to be transparent, how it's going to be credible. And so the president has a lot to tell the world. But again, the president might not have all of the time to talk to everybody, because, when it is not election year, the president will stay maybe a week after the entire thing, talking to his friends, ensuring that Liberia get more support from the other end to beef up some of the activities here in this country to most of the sectors. Now, the president will have to leave as early as Thursday, tomorrow. Immediately when he speaks today, he will leave as early as tomorrow to come back because he has to go to other counties that he has not reached. So, but Liberians are hoping that the president make the necessary case, even though it is based on the decision that Liberians will make on October 10th. We allow him again to go and speak. So I want to stop right there.
Okay. Joe, what do you expect from the president? I mean, what are the key issues you expect him to highlight?
Well, good morning, Fidel, and good morning to the listeners across Liberia. Good morning as well to the folks who are following this broadcast via our major online platforms. I'd like to begin with the significance of the UNGA. The UNGA is actually meant for world leaders to rigorously debate over the world's most, permanent issues. And so, ranging from poverty, development, peace and security. That's the key essence of the UNG. And so, while I don't want to jump the gun, in terms of, saying what the president will say or what the president is expected to say. Well, what I can say is that it's on the president to make a good argument, to proffer a very salient debate on behalf of Liberia. The president will have the opportunity to talk about development back home, talk about the challenges as well, peace and stability in the country. And so I don't want to jump the gun. Let's hold everything constant until the president speak to the world body or the world leaders.
Okay. All right. We're trying to establish contact. Remember now, climate change is a key part of the conversation at the UN General Assembly, and it's part of the SDGs. One of the pillars of the SDGs is ensuring that we have a, clean environment, and there's no depletion of our ozone layer, as it is the case with developed and developing countries right now. With these industrial countries, of course, they are taking actions in ensuring that the ozone layer is not depleted, and as well ensuring that the issue of climate change does not affect the world as it is now. And so a lot of investment has been done in that regard. And so we are hoping to speak with the EPA head executive director, Professor Wilson Tappe. We're trying to establish contact with him. But in the meantime, of course, we expect the president to talk about the gains he's made, throughout his years of governance. At least he's at the penultimate stage of his governance period. A lot of gains have been made. The impending elections, of course, will be a part of the conversation, and that is he might probably talk about how our democracy has solidified over the period of time. We've had successive elections. We are going to another election that will either usher in a transition or a continuation of another democratic, government. I expect him to talk about that and how Liberia has played its role in the regional bodies, talking about ECOWAS, African Union, and MRU, and the roles we've played in ensuring war peace, especially in these sub-regional groups. You remember now, we've had different civil uprising. Maybe not escalating to that point, but coup d'etats in Africa. Of course, you will talk about Liberia's role in ensuring that peace returns to these countries, and as well as how Liberia has stood the test of time in ensuring that democratic tenets are respected. We also expect him to talk about climate change, like we said, and Liberia's role in ensuring that the world is protected by, from the different factors that are influencing climate change, and Liberia's role in that regard. I also expect him to talk about that. And of course, like we talk about the SDGs, like what Liberia has achieved in all of the different pillars of the SDGs, and maybe talk about the need for the world to join Liberia or help Liberia in ensuring that her democracy is solidified to an extent where people are able to appreciate the government of Liberia for the work they've done over time. And so we expect the president to talk about all of these things, and maybe you may call for help in some of those areas, and how the work can come and help Liberia. I expect the president to talk about that as well. So it's a whole big thing. But like you said, like the presidential press secretary said, the president has been will hold meeting with the UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres on today before his speech at the UNGA. So maybe some of these things will be part of the conversation as he himself was guessing. So yes, a lot of things our president is expected to say, and today he's expected to do. But it's important that we also hear from the listeners. I mean, what do they think that the president will say on today? But before that, I need to speak with Moses Carter this morning. We've been told that the Jessica Lord, the guy who is thought, I mean, what I don't know what's his name.
Lucas Riches.
Lucas Riches.
Yes.
He's been arraigned before the court. We need to speak with Moses Carter to provide us update on that, and that's what I'm trying to do. Establish contact with Moses Carter to talk about that this morning on the program, The Morning Breeze. This is The Morning Breeze on ABC Radio 105.7 with my guys in studio, Theo Williams, Anthony Jeffer, and Jefferson. We are in Fidel City. Of course, we're trying to establish contact with Moses Carter this morning. He is the spokesman of the Liberia National Police, and they've made some inroads in terms of the investigation that was ongoing with what's his name?
Lucas Riches.
Lucas Riches. For some reason, Jefflin is on top of this. But let's get to Moses Carter, the spokesman of the Liberia National Police. Moses, good morning. And how is the LNP?
Yeah, Fidel, thank God. We are doing our best. And thanks for always reaching out. Thank you.
Okay, but before we go to the Lucas Riches and Jessica Lord situation, the LNP received on yesterday, at least as per what we saw, a fleet of vehicles. You care to tell us a bit about that?
Well, I made some inquiry from our procurement team, and that inquiry is being verified.
Okay.
And once that is done, I'm going to let you know.
Okay, but then let's go to the straight to the Jessica Lord situation. How far are we now?
So Lucas has been charged to court. He has been charged with criminal attempt to commit murder and aggravated assault. These charges were on the basis of the facts as gathered from our investigation, which established probable cause to charge him with criminal attempt to commit murder and aggravated assault. So currently he's remanded at the Monrovia Central Prison.
Okay, that's good. Now, I mean, when do we expect him to appear before the court?
You know, once a matter leaves from the court, from the police and goes to the court, it is prosecution.
Okay.
That we have to
determine.
Make that determination. But I'm sure it's going to be in the soonest possible time.
Okay. And do you, besides ensuring that he's charged and taken to court, do you have any other role to play in this situation? At least as per what your investigation, has uncovered. Are we looking forward to other people, being charged as well?
As it stands, it's Lucas that is, that has been charged.
Okay.
And no other person. Those persons that assisted with the investigation are certainly going to be used as witnesses, best witnesses in a court of law.
Okay. All right, Moses, if no additional information, thank you so much for picking our calls as usual.
It's always a pleasure, and I really appreciate the fact that you are elevating this platform to the highest.
Well, that's what we have to do for Liberia. Thank you so much, Moses.
You are most welcome.
Okay. It's Moses Carter. Of course, we now know that he's been arraigned before the court. He's been remanded at the South Beach, Monrovia Central Prison, South Beach as we call it. And so we hope that his trial is speedy and that he's prosecuted, as we say in
the law.
Yeah, in line with the law.
Yeah, I saw the man in handcuffs yesterday.
Yeah, nobody's above the law, my brother.
Yes. Regardless of his status, nationality, and all like that.
Yeah, you have
it's not above the law. No. Even in the great US, no one is above the law. Whether you are a citizen or you are maybe an African American or an alien, for that matter of fact,
the law is the law.
The law is the law.
Yeah. All right, guys, let's go to the phone lines. 0777-105-100, 0555-105-100. What do you expect the president to say this morning? To say this evening.
Yes.
At the UN General Assembly. Was there any contentious issue he raised at the UN General Assembly when he last appeared there? Do you remember?
he was keen about the country and free, the peace we enjoy, and he highlighted the issue about no political prisoner. One of the key things he highlighted at the UNG, the last UNG he attended.
Okay. Yep. Okay. Let's go to the phone line. 055-105-100 077-105-100 are the numbers to call. What do you expect from the president on today? What message do you think he will say? Will he be right if he were to say that our democracy is solid indeed and that Liberia is on a path of development? Will he also be right that in the absence of the United Nations peacekeepers, Liberia has experienced a deep sense of peace without any kind of external or internal aggressions? Will we also be right that our economy is doing fairly well and that the nation is making progress and that our democracy is solid and we are moving to another round of general and presidential elections? Will you be right in that regard? So we'd like to know 077-105-100. But guys, why on yesterday we were talking about PYJ? Somebody sent me one other recording of PYJ.
Yeah, I missed that debate
Yeah.
yesterday.
This is a conversation we must keep. And as annoying as this conversation is to a lot of people, we still think that it's very important because anybody who wants to wants to ascend to the position of president, there are lots of safeguards that must be provided. There are lots of doubts that must be cleared. There are lots of apprehensions that must be made clear to people as to how that person intends to govern, who are those people he surrounds around him, and how he intends to carry the country. All right? And this is a conversation that's very uncomfortable for a lot of people. They believe that when you have this conversation, it's an antagonization of a specific individual, which is not the case. It just says how much we place emphasis on the importance of knowing who occupies that seat called the presidency. That is what this conversation is about. And every time we talk about Prince Johnson's proximity to the vice tenor bearer of Unity Party in Jeremiah Kung, it becomes very uncomfortable for a lot of people. But this is a conversation we must keep because of the character, regardless of his support to CDC then. Of course, everybody knew who, obviously this character was.
But the comments that
are coming now, and the individual who's making these comments, it's easy to say, Theo will not tell anybody say, okay, you lead that man out of charge or he out of his head. But a man who is noted, who is documented for committing mayhem in this country, when he makes a statement and he threatens the peace of our country, it becomes very important for us to say exactly what it is so our people get to understand. And I don't know why is it some kind of way to a lot of people, to some people, when you say that Prince Johnson's utterances are indicative of what he intends to do. Why are people jittering? Now, on this recording, he makes a threatening statement to a journalist. Remember now, I hope you guys are cataloging some of the threatening statements he's made and some of the plans. And I want us to restate that so the people will understand you. Beginning with you, one of the controversial statements that Prince Johnson has made leading to these elections.
Yes, he said Nimba will win. He was troubled when he made that statement, talking about it's Nimba's time. Those kinds of statements coming from men like Prince Johnson, like you mentioned, Fidel, should not be overlooked. The man is on record. The man is a murderer. The man has a tainted character. And so when such a man speaks, his statements should not be taken lightly. It borders on the peace and security of our state. And I think people like Prince Johnson should not have any space in our democratic process. That's the mistaken thing about it, Fidel. Because the society is so gullible, we allow people like Prince Johnson to have the voice. Given the kind of man he's committed to the country. He slaughtered people innocently. People died. And such a man was given the opportunity to serve. You gave him power let me pull in the local Liberian parlance. And the man feels that he's on top of his game. He feels that he's on top of things.
Exactly.
So he goes about making statements that have the propensity to derail the peace we enjoy today. Other people sit there and see nothing wrong with that because of political interest. It's sad.
Sad. Very sad.
It's sad.
Very sad. Now, this is...
Look, I don't blame Prince Johnson, Fidel. I don't blame him. I don't blame him. To some extent, I blame the government. If they had taken some radical stance on people who committed mayhem here, up to present, if Mela Prince Johnson was before the court, maybe in a Hague or somewhere, answering questions or behind bars.
You know, you try to tell you
no. But Fidel, most recently, Nathan Bly Bodneke. I mean, he's speaking now.
Yeah.
He's now speaking.
Imagine.
The man has left the church.
Yeah, the man has left the church. The man speaking now. The man has the guts now to come and be speaking in political things here.
Yeah.
I don't blame those people. I mean, you think why Prince Johnson stepped down as third deputy speaker at the ECOWAS Parliament?
That thing is not
because
permitted
he's smelling
there.
Something.
Yeah, it's not permitted there.
I mean, all over the world, internationally, I mean, for him, he's a dangerous individual that should not be given any space. So I don't blame people like Prince Johnson, Fidel.
Now, here is Prince Johnson threatening, and we play the threat, and you see, Liberia is such that when certain people benefit from certain individuals,
they make a travel. That make travel they're arresting.
But here is Prince Johnson threatening our peace. They want a political party beneath. They want a labor business.
You see this warning from the people yesterday? It's a warning that we tire with you. We tire with you. Don't force yourself on, we'll vote you out. See, this shall say, we will take it, but we'll take it. We will take it. We defy them to take it. We defy them. In fact, another bill coming out with Sultan, another before October election.
Prince Johnson talking you.
Are coming.
Yeah, a threat I can come in.
Capture. Don't try it. Don't try it. Any attempt, the people's power will be exercised at the Arab Spring. You will shoot your gun. You will kill us, or you will die. But no more fear. Liberians don't have fear anymore.
Prince Johnson right there. That ain't see.
Why are they crying baby at this point?
And that's the
we've not gone to elections.
And you
results are not out.
And you're crying already.
And you're crying at this early stage.
Yes.
I think what they can do is to give the process a chance. Let's go to these elections.
Make sure every step of the way you see how the NEC is proceeding. Now, nobody can clearly say to me that the NEC is proceeding wrong.
If they smell something or if they are sensing something, let them say it.
But they're not seeing nothing now. Nothing.
You know, Fidel, this is my disappointment in this whole thing surrounding Prince Johnson, right? Prince Johnson now is supporting the Unity Party, at which he has this proximity to the vice standard bearer, Jeremiah Cohn. But with all these things that are going around, these recordings coming from Prince Johnson, there has not been a statement for even the standard bearer of the Unity Party
because
to even condemn
this. He enjoys the support
and
of
the man wants power.
Yeah.
The man wants power, but he's not condemning any recording, any statement coming from Prince Johnson.
And Jeff,
imagine
not just the folks in the Unity Party, but I'm also concerned, Fidel, our international partners. I've not said anything regarding some of the statements that we've heard from Prince Johnson of recent.
Something is cooking. I know something
they
is
have
cooking.
to cook speedily.
Because
they have to cook speedily. My man, we listened to the charge affairs at the U.S. Embassy, Catherine Rodriguez, who spoke strong at her first major press conference that anyone who will do things.
Yes, sanction awaits you.
Of course. The people should be speaking now.
Sanction awaits
Don't wait
anyone.
until it gets out of hand. Then you start to take actions. Do it now. Put these people in their position. Put them to check.
Those people do not talk as loudly as we do. They are diplomats.
Yes.
When they make a statement, it is a policy statement. As far as they're concerned, they've already said what they've got to say. And
so they just sit on
they
the
are
watching.
waiting and looking to see who will cause trouble. So leader one, Liberian people will talk plenty. They can't talk plenty. They will just wait and see the person who will cause trouble.
This country.
Yeah, but this is how embarrassing it is, and
So
and people
embarrassing.
think we should not be talking about
Yeah.
Lee Prince Johnson,
Say, when
because
you
the
talk
men are
about it,
supporting
then you
CDC.
give it relevance.
Because the
When
men
you
are
talk-
supporting
I mean-
CDC. Here is Prince Johnson.
The meeting you had was last night. You are on a straight order from George to kill me in the country. But man, they attacked my family, they wounded most of them in the car. I had meeting last night. That one, you were there. Somebody came in Bofia place, the person came straight in the middle. The meeting you had, the owner said you will call now. Will you please give me a chance? But where I have a meeting? Your attacker, you told them not to even receive us. Where I have a meeting? Where the owner said I have a meeting? I never talk bad about you. Where the owner said I have a meeting? You attack me. No, you attacking me. I don't know you, baby. Now you attacking me. All my radio talk show, everything I've been doing. I've been saying what? They made my back. But just continue to attack me, baby. That's why we fight my battle. To order your people to attack me, I will pay back. God bless you. No problem. No problem. Pay back. Pay back. No problem. I will set people on your asshole.
Oh, sorry.
Imagine.
This is Prince Johnson.
Wow. The man who stands behind
Yeah.
the pulpit.
So he at that time,
that Prince Johnson you're talking you.
a self-proclaimed, I would say, man of God now.
No, we can't judge
But
you.
No,
he's
that's
man of
not.
God.
No, I
So-
mean, for you,
yeah.
we can judge you.
You can tell him, man. The man who stands on the pulpit.
No, my man.
No,
When people do these
the
things,
man- the
they
man-
must be checkmated. The
What you
man
saying?
is
You
a
can't
rebel.
judge him.
So
It is believed that he should be.
So Theo, we'll talk about what he has done,
Eh.
right? So to judge him,
I
whether he's a man
Be a
of
man of
he's
God.
not
I got a problem with that one.
No,
Yeah.
no,
I mean, you
Theo,
won't be good,
Yeah,
be good.
no,
You won't be
man.
sheep, be sheep.
Yeah.
You won't be good sheep.
Theo, this is the problem.
You can be good sheep.
Theo, this is the
You won't be
problem.
political. Forget
Even-
about God business and be
even
political.
a
And simple I go
even
God
a
naked today.
disciple of Jesus Christ was angry. He took cutlass.
I caught somebody here.
Caught somebody here, right? So we couldn't judge him because of his anger. But the thing is, Prince Johnson, my major issue with Prince Johnson is, listen to the statement Prince Johnson made. And
That's a
all of what
Jeff and West Momo.
The
That's
meeting
a
you
threat
had
against a
was last
journalist,
night.
Anthony.
You are on a straight order from George to kill me in the country. But man, they attack my family, they wounded most
What
of them.
capacity does a journalist have to kill somebody?
You were there, somebody came in Bofia place, the person came straight in the middle. The meeting you had, the owner said you will call now. Will you please give me a chance? But where I have a meeting? Your attacker, you told them not to even receive us. Where I have a meeting? Where the owner said I have a meeting? I never talk bad about you. Where the owner said I have a meeting? You attack me. No, you attacking me. I don't know you, baby. Now you attacking me. All my radio talk show, everything I've been doing. I've been saying what? They made my back. But just continue to attack me, baby. That's why we fight my battle. To order your people to attack me, I will pay back. God bless you. No problem. No problem. Pay back. Pay back. No problem. I will set people on your asshole.
Okay. Sorry about that language.
No,
That
no.
this
Yeah, they know that
coming
Prince
from a
Johnson-
rebel.
Yeah,
So this is it, right? This is it. Prince Johnson. The first thing I want to start with Prince Johnson. Prince Johnson has been in the position he sits currently as a senator since 2005. So those of you who know math, your check from 2005 to 2023. It's supposed to be something around 17 to 18 years, right? Okay. So Prince Johnson, who is a leader of his county, he's telling a journalist, right? Ordinary journalist. The first thing he accused the man. And anytime you see people accusing you like that, you have to be very careful. He not even told the man that he was sending people on him. Outrightly, that young man has to be very careful because the man he's talking to is Prince Johnson. Prince Johnson was able to execute or assassinate.
Sitting president.
Maybe the common people will say kill a sitting president with gallant men and women of the armed forces of Liberia, EPS, and other people. Hardcore security. Prince Johnson killed that man. You journalists, when I even get the first bicycle,
Yeah.
even wheelbarrow, you're walking on your foot. And where you are, that Nimba. In fact, they play Leeward County, where you can be walking around, anybody can just come from one booth and just hold you. He accused a young man. In fact, the young man, personally, if I'm the one, I already be scared. Then Prince Johnson opened his mouth, told the young man,
send people after you.
send people on you.
On you.
The fact you say you will send people on that young man, the day we see born on him, Prince Johnson that you. Prince Johnson can be a leader wanting to put somebody to power. And you know, sometimes those are things that I have problem and feel disappointed in some of the people who want to be leaders, right? Start to threaten human being. A man who is believed, Wally. If I Prince Johnson now, because Charles Taylor here, Prince Johnson is the leading warlord in Liberia.
I mean, all around the world to put in front of them, man.
As per what I know, because no other leader, no other person here keep president.
All around the world.
Prince Johnson is the only man in Liberia now who get record of killing president. He's a leading warlord, attacking a journalist, threatening. The first thing, Prince Johnson started with George Weah and said, George Weah, when you try it, when you see your ticket, you almost see it. You shoot your gun, but we're not scared.
They're not George Weah, they're the Liberian people.
Yeah, so he started threatening. That, in fact, the first thing, those were the things Prince Johnson then did, right? The fool people and they put them into all sorts of things. He's saying the people not scared. So now Prince Johnson is set to fool another group of people.
Yeah.
To put it into another mess, so they can destabilize the country. No, it will not happen.
But Jeffrey, you're correct. Who knows what he's doing now? What he's planning?
But
Who knows what people in the boat?
But yeah, man.
Who knows?
Tio,
Who knows?
We don't even have to know what he's doing or in tuning. But the man already told us, right? He said, "You're gonna take care. You will see. The people not scared."
So it means they may already have it. I mean, it's a set of groups
so
already.
He is already
building his men somewhere. We don't know.
And you know,
how many men the men told you had? Ex-general.
Yes. The other time when they when you invited Joel, imagine you invite somebody to your church, and people went there in support of the person. There was a little bit of commotion, friction. Y'all had some issue, right? And then the senator, he woke up and told Liberian people,
Reverend,
that he will carry his. In fact, that particular 1 or 2 weeks, Prince Johnson was carrying a group to the Liberian Senate. Anytime you go in, he carry a general and men with BB body men. So this man need to be feared. In fact, this man, in my mind, the people of Niba need to make a very critical decision to vote against him on a very serious note. Because the position the man said he is making too much to look. When the man are in government position, he will not get moved to be talking at this. On a very serious note, he could even be considered a common criminal that can be arrested anytime. But because he's set to a place where he's protected by laws and other things, so the man misbehave at any time.
Now
he's afraid to even go out.
People want us to
be arrested.
People want us. Yes,
silent about this.
They want us to be comfortable and sit idly and allow him to operate because he supports a particular presidential candidate.
They can really help me.
And this is not about politics.
No, but it's not politics, video.
It's not politics. There's nothing wrong with Prince Johnson supporting your side. Support your side. Simple.
Yeah.
But stop threatening people, threatening our peace, everyone who's criticizing you. What is wrong with this man?
And you're supposed to be a revenue. They also want to judge
the journalist in Nima on his show.
Yeah.
The man, so the man should not say anything
about him.
Yeah, the man should just say,
that the same way you were talking to the other journalists the last time. The same way. But I play the one for the last time. Go to the phone line 0777-105-100, 0777-105-100. Here, Prince Johnson again. We go to the phone lines. But this is the kind of man who sits right behind. He's guarding Joseph Boakai like this.
Yeah.
Imagine Joseph Boakai becomes president. What happens? That man will just get on one money. The investigation getting people a pistol pow.
You are on a straight order from George. Imagine. They kill me in the country. But man, they attack my family. They wound them most of them in the car. I had meeting last night. That one, you were there. Somebody came in Bofia place. The person came straight in the middle. The meeting you had, the owner said you will call now. Will you please give me a chance? But where I have a meeting?
Yeah, kiss me. You
told them not to even receive us. Where I have a meeting? Where the whole message I have a meeting? I never talk bad about you. Where the whole message I have a meeting? You attack me. No, you attacking me. I don't
exactly.
Now you attacking me. All my radio talk show, everything I've been doing, I will say the men of power. But just continue to attack me, the power will fight my battle. To order your people to attack me, I will pay back. God bless you. No problem. No problem. Pay back. No back. No problem. I will stop people on your asshole.
Okay, folks, 0777. Yeah. 0777 105 100 0555 105 100. Guys, I have to leave you now.
We are on an obligation.
Yep. I have to leave you now. Let's take this person coming to you.
Senator Prince Johnson.
God bless 0777 105 100 0555 105 100 are the numbers to call this morning and be live on the Morning Breeze on ABC Radio 105.7. Theo Williams, Fidel City, Anthony Giffan, and of course Jefferson Weir. John we are serving you breakfast this morning. Let's take the very first caller on the line. Caller, yeah, good morning.
Good morning.
Let's hear you. Please go ahead.
Thank you for your platform, David.
Go ahead.
I just want to thank you guys for the platform this morning. But one thing I want to say this morning, I don't want for Senator Johnson to be reminding of this Arab Spring that took place on December 18, 2010. Mohammed Bouazizi's wild protest across the Arab world. I don't want Senator Johnson to be reminded. I think I will start with one of you guys that Senator Johnson needs to be voted out because Senator Johnson becoming, I think, too much of himself. He's being involved in whole lot of controversy. I just want to thank you guys this morning for your platform. I think you need to be voted out. Thank you this morning.
Thank you very kindly for your participation. 0777 105 100 0555 105 100 are the numbers to be live on the show this morning. The breeze is whistling across Monrovia and its environs. Good morning, caller. How are you? Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, good morning. Moses calling from the history Mustering.
Thank you. Please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you for the platform this morning. Yes, you know, the Senator Prince Johnson, if he was making far in the American deal, and now you will be talking, you can push that on.
Be careful with your words.
Watch your words, man.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, man.
Go ahead.
Yeah, because in this kind of situation, we are about going or election. When we're making a statement, letting people, we are hoping and praying for peace, for peaceful election. Then you bring already, letting somebody saying, I will send people after you, insulting. It's not good.
Okay, all right. Thank you. Let's take another call. I'm sure this person wants to participate. Good morning.
Well, good morning, my good friend and brother. How you guys doing this morning?
Damso Isaac. Good morning.
Thank you for the recognition. Thank you for the recognition, Theo William. This is the people's governor. The post talk about district number 10 governor. Damso Isaac. I join you from my district from the old members of the Response Fenty, and apropos defender. Yeah, gentlemen, let me say bravo to you guys this morning and to the EPC family. You know, you guys are doing extremely well. Hello?
Go ahead. We're hearing you.
Yeah, to the issue. You know, my brother, 18 years, you see, you know, some of our men, you know, some of us that support the government, and we say some of the things they feel because we support national government, they will not want to listen to some of the things we say, my brother. The people we're looking at, that people will jumping all over to come to leadership in the country. The people in mean well for us in the country. My brother, look at my own lawmaker, what can be causing big thing there. My man, the man he can't wait the papi. At least I call on one radio station this morning say how to call the former vice president is a man of peace. Yes, we agree. Some of us maybe we may say, yeah, you are a man of peace. Now you are a man of peace. All these people they're not on your team. The people on your team and they're using the kind of words and they're saying the kind of thing in the media. You know how many people, as you know, from the time they made the Senator Prince Johnson releasing something, you know how many old people now trying to put themselves together? This thing is not good for our country.
Okay.
Prince Johnson, they need to slow down. The kind of words, the kind of words you can't use here.
All right.
Man, be careful with all men. No, they think that we know that they can make it.
Thank you.
They can make it.
Thank you.
That's how they're coming up with all this something that will confuse people.
Thank you. Thank you. Let's take another caller on this line. Let me do justice. Caller here. Good morning. We're taking the calls up to 9 o'clock. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, T. Williams. And let me say good morning to Fidel. My name is Alvin Daniel, and I come from the UN Drive.
Thank you. Go ahead, Alvin.
But let me appreciate the institute for the beautiful talking point, and therefore let me appreciate Almighty God for pumping breath into us, our voice to be heard. And the God, and the reason you see all the law, the war laws running behind Joseph Yumabwaga. I told you, I think yesterday on the air, when President Weah returned from the United States, RSP on time, President Weah made a statement that if you are not friendly with America, we cannot be friendly with you. This is the reason you see Prince Joseph escaping from their President Weah, because no matter what they do, when President Weah having to win this the particular election, my brother, the war clock will be established, and President Weah will make sure all those that work in his government, the order will start for President Weah own regime and go back to that regime. So they can have fighting the man because they want to execute the kind of a good thing that God has put the man brain for our country. They want to destroy everything because they failed to do it in the past 12 years. So they don't want to come in the mission. So if they want to come in, they will not bring us fear party.
Thank you. Thank you, Alvin.
Go to the party and vote President Weah. Thank you so much.
Thank you very kindly for your participation. 0777 105 100 0555 105 100 are the numbers to call this morning and be a part of the program. The Morning Breeze on ABC Radio 105.7. Here comes another caller. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Thank you. It's good to have you join us.
Yeah, I'm Andrew Kazari calling from Sophie.
Go ahead, Andrew.
Secretary General of the United Party election response to you.
Go ahead, Andrew Kessley.
The fellow said that President Weah is getting rid of war law to fair on your ticket in the market. The person that is pulling a ticket in the market.
Oh, he slipped off the line. I know where he was driving, Jeff.
I know.
That should not be an argument.
Yeah,
we don't support
it's coming in defense of the statement now. So you see, the thing about it, Theo, the issues the guy should be targeting, they're not doing it. The statements that are coming from Senator Prince Johnson, they are not saying anything. They're saying nothing wrong with it.
The argument is that we have
because
the government has a war law.
Roland Duo is on the ticket of CDC in Nimba, who is a war law.
We don't even stand for that.
We don't stand for that.
Those who took arms here and slaughter people innocently should not have any space in our democratic process. If you listen to me from the beginning, I said it, and I'm a team. We should not give these people any credence here.
Look, Tio, I am disappointed.
Whether they're supporting the government, whether they're against the government, they're on the other side, they should not be giving any credence in our democratic process or space.
I mean, why would...
Well, we'll talk more about that, Jeff. Let's take the course. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. Good morning.
Go ahead. Let's hear you.
Well, my name is Kimoka. I call from Lane Street this morning.
Go ahead, Kimoka.
Well, as I said, they're going down Prince Johnson. That man is a threat to society,
He is a threat.
Yeah, killing it to hellfire. I said it on the platform. Forget about President Doe, because President Doe that kills people to balls. There were a lot of people, they were assassinated, innocent blood, but the people were assassinated, by the same Prince Johnson man. So, probably the effect of that spirit, they're working on, so they made whatever statement claiming to be a preacher man. I think it's quite unfortunate for the Union Party to allow ourselves with Moloro. Thank you.
Thank you very kindly. Let's take another call. Let me hold you there and take another caller. Good morning. Caller, good morning.
The lines are jamming.
Wow.
Yeah, so you have to abort all the calls in there.
0777 105 100 0555 105 100. You're listening to The Morning Breeze on ABC Radio 105.7 with me, Tio Williams, Jefferson Weah is here, Antonin Chefan, and of course, Fidel City. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Welcome. Thanks for joining us. How are you this morning?
I'm good. I'm Jones K. Betty calling from Congo Town.
Go ahead,
Morning
Betty.
to you.
Good morning. Go ahead.
From day one, all of the audio I've listened to as it relates to Senator Prince Johnson. And what I have deduced, your clear minister station that he is a dictator. Based on me, he doesn't tolerate dissenting view.
No.
If you listen to all of his audio,
He doesn't.
he has the other time talk to his audio and refer to President we as a dictator.
Imagine if it were those days. If it were the real Prince Johnson days, those days, you know, keep plenty of people.
God forbid, bring you by the Unity Party itself. It happens that something happens to Ambassador Brega where he will be legal incapacitated to lead this country. My brother, many radio stations will be shut down.
Oh, yeah.
People in this country every day.
Journalist.
Manifestation. This man is a complete dictator and a tribalist. All about Nima County. I gave him a vote.
He wants to run a military junta here, which is not possible. Thank you, my brother.
Kind of the center of this. Nation. It is not for a particular country. For this election, will tell Prince Johnson indeed the people of Nima County are now in ship.
Okay,
that
thank you.
indeed they told they are going to vote them man.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I have to hold you there and take another call. Good morning.
Yes, good morning.
Thanks for joining us.
I do call from this 16.
Go ahead.
To be fair, if Zimbabwe was a very serious country, Prince Johnson should have been on a serious investigation.
Exactly.
Everyone that is on a serious threat of what Prince Johnson has said. So this morning, I'm calling the police, the Inspector General, to call Prince Johnson. Because today, so many people are having a recording of Prince Johnson while they said it go down. Our people are fear now. Even investors are leaving because of Prince Johnson's statement. So, President, we have need to find me. So, Prince Johnson will be question of what he said. We need peace, and Prince Johnson is that because he killed former president, and he think that he cannot get, and Prince Johnson think that he can kill president. We will move for they will move for Prince Johnson.
Okay.
We will throw in everything.
No, we don't want that. Yeah.
Marco.
Thank you.
Thank you, Marco. Thank you, Marco. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I mean, I can sense the emotion
Marco.
from his tone. I mean, Jeff, we're tired with those kinds of statements. And we don't want to revert this country to its back days.
Yeah.
I mean, so those kinds of statements should not have any space here.
In our governance system.
We will condemn it every day, every minute.
And somebody
every
say, don't talk
hour.
about it.
We'll condemn it. Those of you who feel
Prince Johnson,
the statements coming from Prince Johnson are good. Those of you who feel like it has, I mean, it can in no way threaten our peace. You think it's okay? Well, thank you. But we as independent and conscious thinkers, we as journalists will draw the line and we will enlighten the public. We will talk about these things when they happen. Let's take another caller, Jeff. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Thank you. Good to have you join us. Go ahead.
Yeah, this is Marco quick.
Yeah. Go ahead, quick.
Go ahead, Emmanuel.
Yeah, my brother, where the real side in the country. So, for now, Prince Johnson on a devil, right? But when Prince Johnson was getting bad, I was injured for heroin. So, every job with all man, what were the home man? So, get what comment from there?
Is it about the government or the Liberian people?
Oh, but he left the line.
But
he left the line. Look, when you call and you want to defend Prince Johnson or whoever, don't rush. Remain on the line. Let's have the debate. Let's talk about the issues. Don't call and just say something, you call on your phone. No, we're not cutting off. When you call here or you feel that Prince Johnson's statements are in no way threatening to the peace and stability of this country. You call, you want to defend him. Just remain on the line. Let's talk about it. Don't go.
That take cost you.
Don't go. It's not about the government. It's about the country. You're only looking at Joe Barker to be president. You're only looking at Prince Johnson support Joe Barker. And you think the country should remain like that? You think we should entertain those kinds of statements coming from Prince Johnson? Amen. Because of politics? Good morning.
Hello?
Good morning.
Yeah, good
Go ahead, you live. Thanks for joining us. Go ahead, Amos.
You know the phone guy, they can't connect each other because they know they are political killer because you know about the election. They know what to do for them.
Okay, thank you. Jeff, listen, because Mela Prince Johnson is always speaking, making blanket statements, threatening the peace, so Mela born naked to have the guts now to come out.
Oh,
he has the audacity to come out now and start to speak. He's speaking now.
I've not heard that man for years.
Look, my man, the man is one person who has been very apologetic
I've not heard that man for
about
years.
some of the mayhem he committed here. And Liberians, you know, our society
So
is
I
gullible.
was like,
Jeff.
yeah, okay, they got me for true.
Our
He
society
really,
is gullible.
yeah.
So because he's been very apologetic, I mean, he's been admitting to some of the atrocities he committed.
So people were like,
People start to
okay,
forgive him, you know, just relax.
but no, the man has come out.
But the man is speaking because people are Prince Johnson and other people speaking. So he has the audacity now to start to speak. Look, I said it earlier, Jeff. You won't be good, be good. You won't be sheep, be sheep.
But
you
you
can't be
ha-
good
oh.
sheep. You won't be a pastor, one naked. You won't be a
You know,
pastor, be a
I'm
pastor.
just laughing. I'm just
You want to
laughing
be a
at-
political man, be a political man. You want to get involved with politics, forget about being a pastor. You can mix the two. It doesn't go together.
I'm just laughing
So
at what
once you
government
do
in
that,
the party will
we will remind you of your past. This is the man who's accusing the government of bringing drugs, accusing government officials of bringing drugs
them
into the
who are
country.
taking lives.
This is the man who
in
were
this
giving
country.
people, young children, arms. He gave them drugs. He gave them all kinds of things.
Till that take us, leader.
He commended young people here. He
Till the Prince
destroyed,
Johnson,
he
we
destroyed the
will
lives.
and shame you. Everything will get
Let me
you,
just-
whatever.
But naked destroyed the
Oh.
lives of innocent citizens. He gave people children guns.
You can put more on President We are.
No,
That man.
forget about President Weah. Forget about the president, Jeff. I'm not here defending the government.
No, it's not about defense.
I'm speaking as an independent thinker.
It's
I'm
not about
speaking as a
defending President
journalist.
Weah.
Mommy, Born naked should not have no space here. What he's doing, he's supposed to be doing it because he's popping the poacher here. So that center he's running, where he detoxifying people from drugs, it's good. He needs to do it. He needs to continue to do that because he created an avenue from the beginning for people to start taking drugs here. You a human being here. You did all kinds of things here.
Look at somebody breathing and you.
The people try to
open their
forgive
chest
you.
and taking-
Then you
taking-
come here and
taking
you
half
act like
and
you
then
can speak now. You're speaking
put it in
now.
your- Then you talking about
You
why
won't
in this
be,
country.
you won't be an evangelist.
You
Be an
better go
evangelist.
back to the church and
won't
just
be-
forget about politics.
You won't be politician. Be politician. You can mix the two. You mix the two.
The people
will
in the
remind
church,
you of your
people
ugly past.
the people always waiting to hear a good message from you from
course,
the pulpit.
of
So go
course.
back to the pulpit.
Of course, you can do that. You don't do that.
Don't remind people. of
Mela
what you
Boneke
did
now
in
have the
this
guts to
country.
start speaking.
Then
He's
you say
speaking now.
You can't stand on Sunday saying us.
And get into other issues on the show. 0-3%. All of you who fought war, whether you're on the government party ticket, you're on the opposition ticket,
Every
you're
one of
supporting-
them,
all of you
including
don't
Roland
support them.
Duo.
You shouldn't have any space
Including
here.
Roland Duo.
You people should not have any space here. You people are dangerous to the peace. Good morning.
Morning, how are you doing?
Go ahead, you live. We're okay.
Yeah, my concern has to do with Senator Johnson's statement.
Let's go.
Yeah, we Liberian we tired, but if somebody see that the child say the mother can sleep, the child will not sleep.
Mm-hmm.
We survive in killing our former, let's say, ex-president or former president Doe.
Mm-hmm.
He survived in an incident he lived today, billions of dollars here, come and see that Liberian forgot to. If we doesn't feel Yoruba, let him try. Just to see killing president, we are near the bring war. Thank you.
No, he doesn't have the means to bring in a warrior. But the fact of the matter is, we will checkmate him when he makes those accounts of blanket statements, threatening statements about the peace we enjoy. We'll point on a guy, we'll remind him about his ugly past. Even the born naked man who's speaking now, will remind all of them. I mean, you people should not have no space here. It's just that this society is gullible. That's why some of you talking now.
Like we are
You
soft-hearted
kill people, you're innocently, you're all around here,
Soft-hearted
running
people.
around here, you born naked. Born naked, you're running all around here, you kill people here. You have a bad history. You got blood stain on your hand. And you come here, you'll be putting people against, the country and the government. Why? Why? You give people drugs here. People took arms. You give people arms. They were child soldiers.
Is that why you joined the Unity Party?
So
To
you
be
talking now?
threatening people?
You talking now? You
Imagine.
You talking now? He's speaking now, Jeff.
I said it right earlier.
Then when you talk about it, say, don't judge the man.
Look, I have a serious disappointment in the Unity Party. Leave politics out of this. I have a very serious disappointment. The hierarchies from the Unity Party will not condemn these statements coming from Prince Johnson, coming from Butt Naked. They will not do it. They will not do it when former Minister McGill and former managing director of the port or Bill Tuere, when they were sanctioned by the United States, they ran with it here. And President, we have dismissed those government officials. Even up until now, the guys are still condemning, they are still naming and shaming those sanctioned officials. But statements coming from their camp, they are saying nothing. Imagine people calling saying they want to say, we'll remove president. It is not about president. We are, Theo. It is about us Liberians.
The country.
Look,
in its entirety.
It is about Liberians. Look, you know,
about the government or the president.
To just derail the peace of this country, you don't need to go back and tell guns, go to the butchers again. People can just take petrol bombs, and one day you see, somebody just take petrol bomb and just run on Broad Street, and it just explode. They send it and they take machetes and things. You see people head to scatter running. The whole system, in fact, will go into disarray, and people start running here and there. It's a chaos. They don't need, so these kind of statements coming from, in fact, a man like Prince Johnson. Then somebody telling me, said, don't talk about it.
Doesn't continue to threaten the peace. All those who supporting it, all those who on
you
the
think
other side,
you think it's only about the CDC?
That his statements are in no way threatening.
Do you know that the
the
things that happen, the things that Prince Johnson did in this country got some of us where we are today?
Let's take this caller, Jeff. Perhaps this will be the final caller. Good morning. Good morning.
Yeah.
Welcome. Thanks for joining us. Go ahead.
I think Prince Johnson said, I know, program is about it. He gave me paper skill apprenticeship. Nothing I do tomorrow. I didn't do it. The next day tomorrow maybe we'll begin it. But later he try. He can't find no. He can't. You know, he can nobody. Just go out. You just say anything happens. Say please. Just get him apprenticeship. He just friend. They don't want to give me. Wow. They know. Because I'm managing to get it up. That's what I said.
No. We don't want that.
We don't want to go back.
We don't want to go back. We are not prepared. No, Theo, you guys. Yeah, take it off. Theo. Theo, you have to take it off. You have to take it off. We're not prepared to go back to the
as much as we condemning the statements from Senator Johnson.
We will not encourage
anyone to come here and also make threatening statements. We will not do that. We will not do that. So you can speak to the issue, but be civil. You don't have to threaten or say statements that will.
Please walk away from your monitor.
Have the propensity to undermine the peace. That person is not ready, Jeff. I think we can go for a break now. But listen, Bodnike, mommy, I went to one church. Bodnike was invited. Let me take this caller. Good morning.
Hello.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning,
ma'am.
Yeah, because now they for our future. They want for our children of future. It will not happen. Why would I even realize?
All right.
Because when you see the name of God, the name of God is standing over air, over the media talking about causing insulting somebody. People hearing, so the people that say they want to be in pastoring it, they're not hearing. Well, now they never the people and president in the country because our children opportunity have to go. But no matter how our children opportunity for us, opportunity all this country. So we agree on that one. But our children, we will stay for our children this year. Nobody will call our children opportunity. So that means that we will.
Thank you. Thank you, madam. Thank you. Thank you so much. When did Bodnike realize that the young people of Liberia have gone astray? When did he realize that?
No, he didn't.
When did he realize that
that when you
Drug,
take it,
drug,
he didn't know that.
I mean,
the
has a
drugs you were giving
serious
the children,
effect on the lives of young people.
What he was saying, it can make
When did
you
he
wise.
realize
He
that?
did not know that.
You're giving people children
He
arms,
said it
big,
can
big
open
guns.
your eyes.
You're
You can
giving
be
children,
brave.
people children big, big guns to toe. They were behind you. You were general. You kill people here innocently.
You put the marijuana in heaven,
And
but
now you have the audacity.
you bought the marijuana, then you gave them the water to drink.
So he
you
himself,
did not know.
He himself have contributed to the damage.
Of course.
He himself have
Immensely.
destroyed the generation to some extent.
But you know how many youths the man destroyed?
Let's take another caller, Jeff. Good morning.
Hello.
Welcome. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, my name is Peggy Labane. I'm calling from the Scope Community.
Go ahead.
Yeah. You know, we are in a political arena now. So the statement that Prince Johnson made to be making, to me, made no sense. Because Prince Johnson is playing a role as Nelson Mandela, who stood for the people. Today, if they can ask me, like, that will not be free, Prince Johnson go there, I'll be the first man to speak of Senator on that. Prince Johnson will be playing a role as Nelson Mandela. I have been using language, I will make a labyrinth against him.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very kindly.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Yeah,
we'll have
let's
to
go for
transition,
break.
Jeff. But let me say this. Look,
we'll come back. We'll continue this conversation.
that born
Theo.
nigga man.
We need to continue this conversation.
That born nigga man. Now you don't want to say anyone you're talking to.
Let's take a break.
Look,
man, that
you want to be a pastor, be a pastor.
No, that one, like real. He won't be pastor. He won't be politician.
So
that is
I
real.
mean, the man.
When he
the man
won't be
brave to start
politician,
speaking
he
now.
should come and just preach his politics instead of saying things that he contributed to
You gave
immensely.
people children guns. You
Eh.
gave them drugs as well.
Be
You
talking
destroy their
to
lives. You know how
the
many persons?
president, we are bringing drugs.
Jeff, come in. You know how many persons your action affected? The role you play in 14 years of civil unrest in this country. You know how many
You know,
persons you affected?
he has forgotten.
You know how many families you destroy? You destroy several families. You should not even be talking here.
He has forgotten.
You've been so apologetic. Liberians have decided to, waive some of the things you did to them. Some families have decided to let go because of the things you took. Not like Prince Johnson, who has been very rude about, his role played during the 14 years of civil unrest. Unlike Bodnike has been very apologetic.
He has forgotten.
He has admitted to all of the atrocities he committed, Jeff, which is good. So remain on that path. Don't be speaking the poor political things, because if you try it, the others who are around, you will work up their anger. Don't do that.
No.
You give people children drugs.
You didn't know
You give
that
people children arms.
when he was
You
saying those
indoctrinated them into all kinds of things. Some of them die because of your action. And you won't come speak
You know
here.
how many children,
You think you should be
young people
speaking?
in the streets today?
Some people went crazy because of the things you give them.
You said
You think you should be speaking here?
President, we are
And people can
bringing
say, don't judge the man,
the
don't judge the man.
government bring
Me, I will
drugs.
judge you.
But you
should
it
be
is
speaking
our
here.
duty. If we don't inform the Liberian
You
people
should not be
about these
speaking here.
things, it means that we will remain silent forever.
You should
The
not be
people will
speaking
not
here.
know
You should have
what's
no say here.
happening.
You should have no say here.
For what?
You
Why
are
you be
into
doing that kind of
mass
thing?
killings. You kill people here innocently. Mass
Go for
killings.
break, man.
Mass
We'll
killings.
come back, we'll continue this conversation.
So you want preach,
up to
preach,
10 o'clock this
and forget
morning.
about politics. You don't do that.
Be-
You try to remind you what naked. You're all around your passing here. You pass all around here.
Joshua Blade.
You speaking now. Men like you should be far from Liberia. But I don't blame people like you. Honestly.
People get your power.
Look, Jeff, I went to one church, the man was in fact at that church. You know what the man said? I got afraid. That whole night I couldn't sleep. The man said, during the heat of the civil crisis in Liberia, while others were looting material things,
He did not have time for
they
that.
were looting valuables.
No, they didn't have
He
time for those things.
was concerned about looting consumables like the rice, the beans, the oil, and everything you could think about. He was looting them. He said he would take it and just pack it in one big warehouse.
Yeah. After
At the end of the day, maybe if it is midnight, he would enter that warehouse naked and he would cast spell into those things.
So you go and eat.
When people eat it, they go wild for him. He said it in my person. I was in a church service that day. This is the kind of man who have the voice to start talking here about
You're
drugs.
making all those confessions.
And you blaming somebody
Now
for
you've
bringing drugs in the
forgotten
country.
about those
When you
confessions
destroy innocent people, you kill people here.
made.
You put all kinds of things in people here that they suffer, then they die. Some of them crazy today. Some families are devastated today because of your action. And you think you have the audacity to come and be speaking here? You are a murderer and should not be speaking here. You and Prince Johnson. You should not have any space here. The both of you should not have any space here.
Look, Theo.
You people are murderers.
I said it, right? Anyone, whether butt naked,
let's take the break, man, Jeff.
Whoever rolling through, they don't have space in our country.
It's It's narrow. Teeth and tongue can fret, but they can still eat fish and cookies together. You from the other side, I from this side, we can still dance together. Let's come together, meeting the peace. Liberia is all we have. Babu popole, la gloire mon Dieu mo. Aïe babu popole, la gloire mon Dieu mo. The time we take to cause trouble, we should take that time to do something constructive in unity. Mama Liberia need us. Mama Liberia need us. Let's stop the two my heads. It can benefit us when we pray for each other. We will succeed when we come together as one. We will succeed when you get on your knees to pray. Put Liberia there. When you get on your knees to pray, put Liberia first. Attention kwa Abama oyambo Baila pa. Let's stop undermining one another. Put our interests last. Put Liberia first. Let's come together. Letting the peace. Liberia is all we have. We don't want a palaver. We don't want a halala. We don't want a palaver. We don't want a confusion. Let's come together. Letting the peace. Liberia is all we have. Teeth and tongue can fret, but they can still eat fish and cookies together. You from the other side, I from this side, we can still dance together. Let's come together, letting the peace. Liberia is all we have. The love we have for each other, it's time for us to show it. Put aside the tribalism, put aside the criticism. Yeah, let us work together and move the country forward.
They came and said they were liberators.
Yeah,
they came on the canopy of liberators.
The people they came to liberate.
On the canopy of being freedom fighters.
The people they keep them free. They claim they keep them free.
Yeah, they start to kill them.
Started killing the people.
Yeah, yeah. Men like Prince Johnson.
Of course.
Yeah, men like Bodnicki and other people. All of them, all of the ex-generals, all of them. They should not have any space in our body politics.
Not at all, Phil.
Enjoy the music.
One more freedom fighter. 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 Wani matia wara wa monyoju weyan. Ya wana wa kuna yera. Wasia wa baby abu. Wana wa kuna konwa. Wasia wa baby abu. Yena be money be miaka. I'm a freedom fighter. Oh, I'm a freedom fighter. A freedom fighter get in your job your pasta. I'm a freedom fighter. A freedom fighter get in your do your baba. I'm a freedom fighter. A freedom fighter get in your people. I'm a freedom fighter. Ayo 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 ayo. Ayo 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 ayo. Ayo 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 yo ayo 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 wani maji anye wara wa monyoju weyan wani maji anye wara wa monyoju weyan ya wana wa kunage ya wasia wa baby abo wana wa kunapon wasia wa baby abo.
A beautiful song here by Cesar Gatto. Peace be unto his arches. Oh, all of you freedom fighters, the so-called freedom fighters who came here and killed people innocently. War unto all of you. You destroyed this country. You put us backward. And you have the guts to be talking at this point in time. War unto all of you. Jeff, welcome back to the continuation of the Morning Breeze on ABC Radio 105.7. We are here striving for peace and harmony.
Yeah.
Yes.
While we are striving, and then other people want to
undermining the peace.
Yeah, they want our efforts to go in vain.
But let's listen to our man again.
What time were you? Don't force yourself on, we'll vote you out. Sedition say, we will take it, but we'll take it. We will take it. We defy them to take it. We defy them. In fact, another book coming out was sometime. Another before October election. Liberians are coming out under the caption, don't try it, don't try it. Any attempt, the people's power will be exercised at the Arab Spring. You will shoot your gun, you will kill us, or you will die. But no more fear. Liberians don't have fear anymore. They don't want to live under a dictatorial regime, a don't care regime. People say, oh, they think that just people were saying no money. We don't hear for money. Where's the money? How much money you pay? You pay nothing. Our campaign, the land and bread of Nimba, places I've never been before in my life, in my own country, as a political governor. Because Nimba is big.
All right, Jeff, let's leave it at that. Look, let me tell you, my brother. This man is a threat. And I'm sure our international partners are documenting all of those reckless statements he has been making over the time. I'm sure those statements are being documented. And when the real time comes, he will be remanded. He will definitely be remanded of those reckless statements he's making now. I mean, we've not gone to elections yet. I mean, we are a couple of days away from elections.
Just 20 days to elections.
And you and others are crying foul. The football game not start you, but you say we'll go to the game, our men will cheat us.
They will cheat us.
Our men will cheat us. And I think it is wrong. Let's talk about the real issues. Let's talk about the maintenance of peace. Let's talk about the country in its entirety. And let's forget about, just speaking loosely and making statements that will undermine the peace we enjoy today. Jeff, I tell you what, if you and I don't have peace, we'll not be sitting behind these microphones.
Obviously not.
In the studio.
Not at
Our
all.
families at home will not be at home.
No, it won't be.
I have been displaced as a result of the civil crisis. Do you know what it means to leave your comfort and go to places where you have no idea, places where you don't feel comfortable? Have you experienced that, Jeff?
Look, Theo,
have you experienced that?
I experienced the 1990 war.
No, maybe 1990 you were much younger.
War. Yes, but I can remember vivid things that happened. I can remember things that happened. I can remember, like I said on this radio again, my mother. Thanks be to God that today she's alive, which I am struggling to pay her back because I ain't not been for God. First, my mother, but now, I mean, maybe I am not alive. But I remember vividly, my mother had my hand in her hand with this basket on her head, begging this. At that time, I can still remember he was little, even though he was older than me, but I saw him, at that time, begging this guy because he was like a child to my mother, begging him, please let me take my son's diaper. I can still remember those words. The man said, oh man, if you go in there, just imagine. So I can remember things. I can remember when we were in the bushes, we used to go under the cotton trees. I can remember we used to go under the cotton trees to hide ourselves.
There were a lot of people who we sat with yesterday. We had conversations, and we ate together. Today they are no more because of the senseless silver crisis.
They're no more.
I don't want to go into that because whenever I start to do it, I feel different, Jeff, and it brings about that kind of feeling. So I don't like to go deep into explaining my experience during the heydays of our country. I don't like to go into, but again, we will tell all of you who feel that you have some kind of control or you have some kind of leverage and you want to be making statements that will undermine the peace and stability of this country. I will say to you, you're joking.
And
you're wasting your time. Because if you dare continue to undermine the peace we enjoy, I mean, your reward is just
around the corner.
Around the corner. It's just right before you. Our partners are here. All of those reckless statements coming from all of you have been documented. At the appropriate time, you will get to know. Continue. Look, none of you can convince Liberians to go back to the heydays of this country. We felt the pinch of the war. We felt it. We know what it means to go to war. We don't want to. I mean, any Liberian man standing before you and say, "Mami, let's go do the thing." You bring war, Benin, they will get first with you. Nobody wants to get involved with belligerent activities. No, nobody wants to get involved with that. I mean, the country, we are at a critical juncture. We're going to a major elections. Those kinds of statements should not be coming from people like Prince Johnson and others. No.
Not at all.
We are at a crossroad as a nation. All we should do and say in our daily activities is to maintain the peace. When the government people err with talking,
oh yeah,
when they make statements like statements being made by Senator Johnson and others who were talking,
oh yeah,
we see it. It cut across.
But
it goes to everybody. Now it's Prince Johnson who's speaking. Anybody from the government make any statement of such, we'll condemn it and we'll checkmate you. We'll bring you the book. We'll name and shame you.
Oh, but even Roland Duo, who is on the ticket, he said Roland Duo. Maybe somebody will say Roland Duo is not speaking now because he wants power. He wants to take Nima too. So when he wins, that's time he'll be saying, "No, even though he has not won, or he has not said, but the fact that he is a former warlord, Roland Duo, in fact, should not even be contesting for an electoral position in this country. He should not be.
People like Duo will know their history.
It should not be.
We don't want to go deep into.
So we don't give credence to that.
I don't want to go deep into his history because I know his history, right?
We don't give credence to that.
I know his history. I know some of the things he did
Theo,
when he was actively involved into the silver crisis. We know his records.
I say this, right, Theo. Back in the days, some of us, when we wish we had been in school, we were not in school. We were in the bushes. We were in displaced camps. We were eating burger wheats and cornmeal. Now, there's a caller who called, the lady who called. She struck the point. It is true. Our opportunities were, placed under the carpet. And then our children now, who should be, now we have people are afraid of elections. They are not sending their children to schools. You go to the various institutions, you visit these various institutions, you see classes are empty. People are complaining.
Even
why? They say because of elections. Oh, yes, because of elections. And then statements that these coming from a male
who have committed mayhem in this country, then you say we shouldn't talk about it. Look, we want peace. Every day we said behind these microphones, we preach peace. Liberians need peace. For 20 years, we have stayed in a country. Even, I will tell anybody, even if there's no food, once I have peace, I have my life.
Yeah,
I can
in peace.
I can eat my little jar
in peace.
Oh, but you, what will be? I mean, I will have gyres to eat, and then I will not prefer eating the gyres, but I will instead prefer fighting every day. I would prefer, in fact, not sleeping home. I would be running away from my house because
your bundles.
Yes, people chasing after me. I can't have peace in my own community, in my own home. No, we don't want that. Liberians, it is, look, all the young people in this country, my fellow young people, let me tell you, in this country, if you want to see a better future, a better Liberia, say no to anyone that will come and cajole you with some kind of political talk and say, let's do this, let's do it, it will be good. No, nobody's going to tell you, say, let's go back in the bushes, let's go back and let's support the peace in this country. Because now they're doing it all because of politics. They don't want CDC, right? Yes, if you don't want CDC, October 10 is just here 20 days. You just remain quiet, go to the ballot box, exercise your franchise.
Yes.
You just do your vote and you leave from there. But if a politician will come tell you, say, take the streets, if I join me, look at the thing the man said. Before October 10, before the elections, and other people coming outside. Who are those people you bringing outside? When parents are complaining about the election already, don't want to send their children to school, then you're making these statements. Who are the people? Instead of, so in Nimba now, journalists are afraid because of their statements. Journalists will be careful on how they preach the real issues. So they will not say the things now that you should be saying to the people of Nimba. The only thing they will have to be saying, they will, so you don't have to say that, you don't have to be critical anymore in Nimba. This is what Senator Johnson is telling us, journalists now. Besides Nimba, in Liberia, journalists across the country should not be saying things. They should not be critical now. So when something is bad, don't speak about it. The only thing you say when it's bad, hail the person. Tell the person, yeah, that good thing you're talking. That good thing. When the man is saying, in fact, the man has left the pulpit now,
and Jeff,
the man insulting as well.
All of the
I don't know why his members, they can even listen to somebody saying they can caution him.
All of the major political actors
God help this nation
in our country have refused to even speak to some of the statements coming from Senator Johnson. And I'm disappointed.
They don't speak about these things.
We've not heard from the comments, the Ure, the Bwaka, the Jeremiah Wapo, the Tiawan Gongolo, and others.
Oh no,
we've not heard from them.
When the jaws came up,
we've not. I mean,
they
all of the
spoke about
statements,
this.
And so, I mean, it is disappointing.
Who would say this?
Somebody will just wake up in the morning and threaten our peace.
Yeah, but just remain quiet about
make
it.
Statements that are not in line with the maintenance of peace, and then people see it as nothing.
The religious community, the LCC, we won't hear from you people. You need to call this man to order. The man, in fact, is I will say it again, the man is a self-proclaimed evangelist. So the man, no, I mean, Tio, you don't need a rocket scientist to tell you who the man is. The man is hiding behind the man is hiding behind the pastoralship just to, achieve his goal. Oh, but that's what the man doing. That's what the man doing. So the LCC should come up. I believe the man is the member now. In fact, say the man is a pastor. He's part of the pastoral network of Liberia. So they should come out and say something. They can remain quiet about Prince Joseph, who is a pastor. Just on Sunday, he preached. Then they came for their lunch. This Sunday that is coming, after making their particular statement again, insulting a journalist, he will go again and take to the pulpit, what will he say? Will he condemn, say, oh God, forgive me for what? Will he tell the Liberian people to say, oh, we in political season, I was just a little bit harsh, I'm sorry? Imagine. Then you say, we shouldn't. It's not about judging the man. It is about saying the real thing. It is about telling the man what he's done. Look, Senator Prince Johnson now should be, serving as peace ambassador in this country. You think the Nima people voted him when they say, oh, after he said, I fought for you people, and the thing our former president Dode, the late president Dode, I fought for you today. So they made him senator. Did they make him senator to be threatening his very citizens that made him senator in 2005?
I think it's okay. I think we've dealt with that sufficiently. It's okay, Jeff. It's okay. I think we've dealt with that sufficiently. But the fact of the matter is, when I give credence to
we were not.
All of you who we know your history, all of you who history are known, all of you who records are available, will not give credence to any of you to come here and make sweeping statements or have the propensity to undermine the peace and stability of this country, and we'll let you go scot-free. We'll checkmate you, we'll bring you to order, and we'll ensure that your statement is condemned.
Why Christian will put the war crimes go should be here. If that you a long time, Senator Johnson will have gone.
Your statement will be condemned to the fullest or to the core. So yes, but let's talk about the possibility of these elections. Already in the corridors, there are fears, from the opposition bloc that these elections could be tampered with. I'm here sitting looking at the possibilities, Jeff, given the kind of sophistication we have and given the presence of our international partners. Mind you, the EU Observer Mission is here, ECOWAS Observer Mission here as well, and other observation mission in the country as well. They are the ones who will critically and independently follow up on the electoral processes all across the country. So let me get my take on it.
Yeah.
All that crying, I see no possibility of even playing with the results of these elections. I see no possibility. These elections will be conducted on a free, fair, and transparent basis. Nobody should start to cry foul. What you can do, in my mind, is for you to put all of the mechanism into place. If you think somebody will want to play around the results, you as a political party or you as a political leader, go to work, put mechanism into place to protect your votes.
Yeah,
I think that should be your key focus instead of just crying baby at this point in time. There is I see no possibility of anybody trying to play with election results in this country.
But nobody.
These elections will be conducted on a free, fair, and transparent basis.
Very free, fair, transparent.
The world is watching. This election will somehow serve as a litmus test for our democracy.
Of course.
It's a test for our democracy. The whole world is watching. The entire world is watching Liberia as we prepare to go to these elections. The world is watching as we prepare. So that thing about people crying about wanting to cheat, I see no possibility, Jeff. I think what they can do or what they should do is, put the appropriate mechanism into place. Go to work. Reinvent the wheels. If you think there are possibilities of somebody penetrating from this angle or the other angle or whatever angle, make sure to mend the fences. Mend the fences. You have your eye on the ground as well in all of the polling places, all of the centers across the country to ensure that the right things are done. And mind you, those people who are observers, international observers, I'm not sure anybody will play on them to want to bar their conscience. To play with election results in this country. I don't see the possibility, Jeff. These elections will be conducted freely and fairly.
So, just my take, right?
So that idea of crying baby at this point in time, should not be given some attention, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Let's go to elections. Let's go to the process.
So this is it, right, Theo? Just last week, the National Elections Commission
signed an MOU with the Armed Forces of Liberia on various issues, electoral issues, coupled with the deployment of electoral materials in various counties. And so the armed forces assured the National Elections Commission that yes, okay, it will be okay, and we will make sure that electoral materials are transported, and the materials will be, in fact, be accompanied by not just only army personnel, but National Elections Commission, journalists, and civil society organizations, right? Also, we have in this country already, like you stated, the election observer mission. They are already here in this country.
They've been
deployed across the country, monitoring every activity of the election. The EU is here. Other partners are here. So, President Weah will on today reassured the world at the hunger that these elections will be free, fair, and transparent. In a sense that no one, not a single soul, has the ability to tamper with election results in this country. The president, in fact, like I always say, and I will strike this again this morning, during the dedication of the West Point Sports page, the president, in an interview with journalists, which I was part of, the president said that with all these things I am doing, if the people on October 10th say, okay, I have done nothing, they can go and say, we don't want you, vote me out. So if the man who is the number one citizen of this country and say the people say, I don't do nothing, they take me out, it means he has no, I mean, how do I tell me? He has nothing in mind, no intention of any tampering with election matter, election results. What is the essence of crying when the whistle has not, been blown? The game has not started. People, I mean, wait for October 10th. I listened to just Bone County District 6 Representative Mwema Briggs Mensah. Even though she's a female, which she was cautioning her female counterparts who are contesting that they should protect their vote through their poll washers. But it is not only females. It shouldn't be females candidates. Everyone who is contesting from, in fact, ranging from the legislature to the presidency, you can protect your vote. I mean, you have poll washers there on that day. You have people monitoring. After the process, the counting will be done in the presence of everyone. You not tell me, say, at a particular precinct, they will say, all poll washers can also only election. Workers will be here. That the people coming, that network workers coming count the ballot. So you from CDC, you from Unity Party, you from ANC, you from, Lano, you from anywhere, Geosa. No, you will be there. They will go through the counting process. Whatever result that will come, or everything will be posted on the walls. Then you
yeah, you at this time having fear. People are speaking out of frustration. Look, as far as I'm concerned, as far as I know, this particular election, it will be very democratic, it will be free, it will be fair, it will be transparent. My only fear here now is that these statements that are coming out, people, we don't want them. Be mindful of your voice you use, the choice of voice you will use. Be mindful. You know, till yesterday, I said again, I'll say it. Councillor Kanio Bagbala, the spokesperson of the CDC campaign 2023, or Unity Party Secretary General Amos Tue, political analyst, independent political analyst Abdullah Kiatama N, or Madam Muriah Yekula of the ANC, right? They had this show, they appeared on OKFM. After that conversation, heated conversation, that conversation in which they were defending their parties aside of Kiatama, who was just independent. But you know what happened at the end of the day, Theo? You saw the post from Kanyo. He posted when he, Kanyo, Kiatama, Amos Tue, and Madam Yekula, they stood and took photos. It signifies peace. You and myself can disagree, but at the end of the day, Liberia comes first.
Exactly.
It doesn't mean we have argued or we always bitter, so it means we cannot eat together. That's not the essence of elections. That's the essence of campaign. After campaign, I mean, I go sit down and take. In fact, I go take at least one glass of wine, at least. But no. So it goes to supporters as well. If you're supporting political parties, don't allow your leaders to lead you into something that will not benefit you. That will not benefit you. Because your leaders, after they have had all these arguments, they go and sit around the table and they laugh, they share fun. Yes, that's what they do. But you see supporters, instead of imitating what their leaders are doing, they're not. They're not. So people of Nimba County, our brothers and sisters in Nimba, even those statements are coming from your senator, please do not be carried away by these statements or those statements. Maintain the peace. Maintain the peace. 20 years of our fragile peace, uninterrupted peace. Please, maintain the peace. It is better to eat your little dry rice and put your red oil inside, your country oil you eat and go to bed, than for you to have your bundles on your head running from one village, from one country to another, or one county to another, so to speak. We are now at a juncture where Liberia matters the most. 20 days from now, we will be deciding on who to take Liberia to the next level. If you don't want this government, be peaceful. Remain peaceful and wait for October 10th. Don't allow somebody to fool you. Look, some of you, most especially young first-time voters, even though there are older folks who are first-time voters, some people who been here since 2005, they reach the age, they are above the voting age, but they still are not voted. You will want to test the water this 2023. You are a first-time voter. Please, the younger ones who have just reached 18, when our parents were running with us, in the bushes, you were not around. We saw things. 1990, April 6, September 18. Please, we don't want you to be fooled. Use your vote wisely. The peace that we're enjoying today, it is not that we were in the bushes 20 years. It's because we chose not to go back to where we came from. So let us continue in that direction. The peace that we're enjoying today should continue. The world is watching. Our president has gone to New York. Today, he will be addressing world leaders. The peace of this country is amongst those things he will be preaching. Please, we want peace and let's remain peaceful. Theo, I think I have said a lot.
Yes, and we have to go. Time is fast spent. Again, we've said it all, folks. Let's all of us ensure that the peace of this country is maintained, and we'll go to these elections peacefully, come out with flying colors, celebrate whoever wins the election, celebrate them, and continue on the path of development as a country. We are the oldest independent African nation. We have nothing to show. We have nothing to boast of. And again, these elections will be a litmus test for our democracy. The world will be watching to see how Liberians will conduct themselves, go through the process peacefully. And at the end of the day, whoever wins will steer the affairs of the state for the next 6 years in line with the Constitution of the Republic of Liberia. And so, yes, we've said it all. And we want to leave you at this point. We have to go. Time is now our friend in this business. I don't know. No, we can't take calls. We can take calls because of time.